My name is Lloyd Herlong. I'm with Eastman Chemical Company, and I'm here as a speaker, but also to learn from others that are being successful in corporate wellness. Well, it's important from an employer's perspective, particularly, and that's where I work, for two main reasons. One is to control the trend in healthcare expenditures that you experience, and that's what gets the most press. But even more important to that is the on-site productivity of your employees.
Right, okay.
So, if an employee comes to work and they're not well, they're not going to perform well. So it's in the company's best interest and the employee's best interest to improve the health of the population there so that the company spends less, employee spends less, employees healthier, everybody wins. In the case of Eastman, we got serious about this in 2003 and realized that with the rate of increases we were having in our medical spending, healthcare spending, that we just couldn't sustain those kinds of double-digit increases every year. So we worked to put together an integrated health model that weaves all the health-related services together on behalf of the member to help them understand their health status, get them to programs that are effective, and then to measure those outcomes and make adjustments as we need to. It's been working very well for us, actually. We have been able to moderate the trend. It still goes up, but it's going up at a much slower pace than it would have because of the effectiveness of the programs we've put into place. We have made improvements along the way, made some changes, and we are now kind of launching into phase 2 of our effort to better integrate and to get employees even more engaged, at a greater level. Well, I think most employees are pleased and happy that their employer is taking an interest in their well-being. There is some amount of caution and hesitation at first until they see that they can trust what's going on and that what they're being told is in fact what the truth is. So you always have to deal with that. You always have to make sure that you're maintaining confidentiality, following all the laws that you need to, and really protecting that individual's personal situation. But at the same time, you have to just keep on doing things the right way, and gradually you get the critical mass of your employees buying into it if you're presenting an effective program for them. Well, wellness does a really good job of helping people understand what their health risk situation is. And that's usually handled through some sort of health assessment instrument. So if you can get people first to do that, then they can identify, okay, what are my risk factors? And then get them willing to take that step into some sort of program to help improve those risk factors. So as your risk improve, for example, if you're hypertensive and you're able to get into some treatment and a program that helps you reduce your blood pressure into a normal level, then that is going to decrease what you're spending on health care. And you can extend that into any kind of chronic condition, health risk situation. So you have to start at the very basic level of helping people understand where they are health-wise and then guide them to the right resources, whether it be their personal physician, whether it be a program on site that you're offering to your employees and maybe even to their spouses. But you have to chip away at identification, engagement, participation, and outcomes. And that's why I really enjoy working in the field, because everybody really does win if everybody buys into the initiative. So like I said before, the employee with health risk and health situations, if they can improve those, they're going to extend their life, they're going to have a higher quality of life, they're going to spend less on health care themselves, they're going to do a better job at work, employer is going to benefit, and there's nothing in there that says that someone's going to lose. So it really is all about getting healthier and doing it in the right way. Now, there's a lot of obstacles that get into the way of that around our daily lifestyles, the stresses of life and all the things we have to deal with, but it can be done if it's done effectively. I think anytime you can provide a very effective touch relationship between a provider and a member employee, that really does help. in our case, we provide some on-site health coaching resources for people with certain health risks. And we have a lot of success with that program in terms of outcomes and risk reduction. And the feedback we get from the participants is it's nice to have that personal relationship with a health coach. So that's a really good way to do things. So it's expensive, in a sense, because you are paying for people on the ground, but we have found that the return is there. There are other alternatives, of course, with telephonic programs and other things like that that can be effective. But anytime you can provide that face-to-face relationship between a wellness professional and a member and an employee, I think you're going to really have the best chance at good outcomes. It's just part of employee engagement, and management is always interested in how our employees are really engaging in the workplace. Well, I think health programs have a lot to do with that, and I think the health of a person, again, determines a lot of what their attitude that they bring to work. So if you can help them improve that, and they can see that the company's investing in them, then I think they're going to be more engaged, they're going to be a better employee, and tend to be more of a long-term employee, all other things being equal. So again, another way that it's a big win for everybody involved. Well, it provides the opportunity for professionals to come together, to learn from one another, share ideas, and also build their professional skills. And the more people that you know and can network with, the more opportunity you have to reach out and either contribute to them or vice versa. And it does create a real synergistic effect in the business, because I have found that oftentimes you run into a lot of the same people over and over again, depending on the places that you go. And so it really does develop kind of a community of believers, in health and wellness that really helps promote the energy, that you can take back to your workplace and say, hey, I've got some new things I think that could really work for us.